Okay, congratulations, you're on step number 3. And what we're just going to go through really quickly on here is just making the final step, and that is to submit your processor forms into us so that you can receive payment for the work that you've done. So on the screen now, you have one of the unclaimed money processor forms. And in the first section up at the top, you're just going to put in your own processor information. So your last name, your first name, your middle name, your mailing address, because we need to know that, and your email address and phone number so that we can issue the checks and the payments to you. In the second section, where you see the unclaimed money owner's information, that is the information you're just taking off of um, the the information off of the files that you found that are $50 or more. And all of that information is found on the site where you found the accounts. And you're going to put the only one main point that I'm going to point out is the state or the province of the account that was found on the national account website. So if it was found in Texas, you'd put Texas in there. If it was found in Saskatchewan, Canada, you'd put Saskatchewan in there. You're putting the account number if it's applicable. If it's not applicable, just put N/A. And same thing with the property ID. Some of the state and province sites require a property ID if it's a property account. You would just put that number in there. If it's not, then you just again put non-applicable N/A. And then the account type, what it is, if it's a trust fund, if it's a checking account, if it's a bank account, savings account, anything like that, then you just put the type of account in there. If it's not provided for some reason, again, you would just be putting the amount you'd be putting the non-applicable in there, N/A. Okay, and then the outstanding balance simply means the amount that is owed to the client, and so that we can retrieve that for them. Okay, the originating bank, if that is provided, or the originating vendor, sometimes it's PayPal, sometimes it's a trust company, things like that, you would put those in there. If it's not provided, which most likely it would be, but if it's not, you would just put N/A. Okay, and the very last part of the unclaimed money processor form that you're going to be submitting into us is just a simple standard independent contractor agreement. It's just making you aware that that you are agreeing to the fact that you don't work for us as an employee, you work for us as an independent contractor. So, and that's just a signature is required on each and every form that you submit, and the date that you're submitting and mailing it into us, and that's just at the very bottom of the processor form. Okay. The address that you're going to be mailing these off to in your envelope with your processing fees is to 5-Star Marketing Service, 210 1600 Kenniston Boulevard, Suite 245 in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, and R3P0Y4. Now, for the Americans and other people that are outside of, that is our central head office for North America, but if you're in Europe or Asia or South America or anywhere, Africa, wherever you are processing these forms for us, you're all mailing them to the Winnipeg address. Okay? It doesn't matter what country you're participating in, your payments are sent the same way through standard first-class mail, and your checks will be received, and you will be cashing those in the country financial institution that you're in. So if you're in America, you're going to be paid in American dollars. If you're in England, you're going to be paid in, I believe it's English pound, but I might be, that it might be euros, I'm not sure, but whatever you're sending in, you're going to receive your processing fees, you're going to be receiving that back as your funded, your currency in your country. Okay, and remember, you're mailing these to Canada, so it's not just restricted for Canadians to mail these processor forms in. We would have told you that. It's not restricted to Canadians, it's not restricted to Americans. In fact, most of our processors are from the United States of America. Okay, So that's how you complete that form, and the address is below this video on this step again, and you're just addressing the envelope similar like I've displayed here on the screen. A couple last things that I want to make sure that you're aware of. There is no limit per submissions you decide to make per week. We have many processors that are doing multiple processing forms a week. So as you complete 4, 5, 10, whatever you're going to do in the envelope, sometimes we receive multiple submissions each week. There's no limit on the amount that you're doing. You must include a $5 per form. Okay, and only money orders or cash is accepted. Now, I will let you know that most of our processors are sending in cash just because it's easier to do that, to put in a $5 bill or a $20 bill. If you want to take the time to go to a financial institution and get a money order made out to it, you make it out to 5-Star Marketing Services. Unfortunately, at this time, we do not accept checks. They won't be accepted in the mail, and that's just because of the small amount and as well because of the processing time. It's to avoid getting your payment back to you. Okay, and that being said, the last thing I want to cover is the paychecks are mailed out to you within 3 to 5 business days only. So it's a quick turnaround time that we get the payment back to you because we want you processing as many forms as possible. Okay, so the amount that you send in is the amount that we're going to be sending back out to you, and we do that as quickly as we possibly can, and providing that you have included your $5 per form. So if you're putting 4 envelopes, processing forms, you would include a $20 in there to us. If you're doing 6, you would do 30. If you're doing 10, you would be putting $50 in that envelope processing fee, so that we can get it back processed, covered, and sent back to you as quickly as possible as the payment. Now, again, just to remind you how much you're getting paid, here's the example that I gave in the earlier steps on this Abbott Street LLC company. It's $1,508.18. So the total of the unclaimed funds process that you're doing for us, and that we're going to be working with the client to get that money back. You're not waiting for this money to be received from the client from us and us getting it back into their hands. It's immediately done because these accounts are always, always completed. Okay? So that being said, remember what I said in the orientation. Our finder's fee from the clients that we process is an average of 30%. Okay? So that would be from this account, for instance, if you mailed this one in, it would be $452.45 we would receive as a fee for providing this service to this company for us, okay, or for them. And then you, on that part, for completing the worksheet and mailing it in to us for that, we're going to give you 75% of that fee, which would be $339.34. Now, that is a tremendous amount. So if you're hesitant because of the $5 fee or anything like that, remember all the accounts that you're processing and sending in to us are over $50. In fact, most of the ones you're going to be sending in, obviously it goes with the standard, the bigger the better. So if you're going to send an envelope in with 3 of these in there, that's going to be $6,000 that you're sending in to us that we're going to be processing. Okay, and don't forget that if, for example, if these were all equivalent and all the same, $6,000 we would get 30% of that as a company working together with you. We would recover that for that client, and we'd get $1,800. Okay, remember you get 75% of that. So each envelope that you send in, maybe you sent in 4 of them that equaled that same amount, is only going to be $20 processing fee. Okay, and you're going to receive the payment from us for $1,350 for the work that you do. And in total, you're probably going to spend an hour to 2 hours to be able to complete that. And it's a very, very good living. That's why we have many of our processors are consistent processors. They're doing multiple submissions a week, anywhere from 5 to 10, 15. So we have even some processors doing 50 of these a week, and they're making a tremendous amount of money. In fact, they're making 5-figure monthly incomes just processing these unclaimed money forms for us. Okay, so without further ado, that's the end of the job description and the process that you take, the steps that you take to get those processing forms into us so that we can pay you but most importantly, we can get that money back to the unclaimed money owner, and you can get paid quickly. Remember, we're not waiting for the money to be received from the client. This is a secured fund. The governments are holding these monies. They just need the money processed and located to the person. So you're helping us out. We're helping you out to give you a nice fee. And because of that, we have a good financial relationship with us and you as the unclaimed money processing forms. Okay, so that's it, and I hope you enjoyed, and I hope I made them clearly and step by step for you. Like I said, welcome to the team, to hundreds and hundreds of processors around the world processing unclaimed money forms for us so that we can get this money back to the rightful owner. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in future videos, and I look forward to helping you in any way we possibly can. Again, we have a support system set up in place, and that information can be found inside this members area. Again, thanks for watching. I am Jennifer Thrower, and welcome aboard.